Hi boys and girls, so today you should have your orange paper, your pumpkin paper, your green paper, your green square. You will need scissors, glue, and a pack of crayons. So I'll get started and I'll switch to my other camera view so that you can see what I have to share with you. I look forward to seeing your amazing projects today. So today we're going to do a little different. We're going to make our pumpkin, but we're going to not color it in. We're going to do collage. So what you're going to do with the orange paper is you are going to just rip it into little pieces, and not so teeny tiny, maybe the size of the tip of your finger, the size of a nickel, if you know what size a nickel is. So we're just going to rip this. This is going to take a little bit of time. And when you are doing this, you might want to watch the video of Big Pumpkin and keep ripping your little pieces. And so to do collage, the definition is gluing pieces together to make a composition or a whole idea. So I could have used orange paper, different orange papers. I could have ripped orange out of magazines wherever I saw an orange color. I could have ripped it and then I could have used that. To make this simpler, I gave you all an orange piece of paper. I'm just ripping and making a pile. Once I have quite a good bit, I'm going to stop, move them to the side, and I'm going to use my Elmer's glue. Glue stick isn't so ideal for this because you need to cover a space and you need to get it to stick. Glue stick, you would have to rub it. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my Elmer's glue and I'm going to put it in one section of my pumpkin, and I'm going to use the tip and I'm going to scribble it around. Now, if you don't have this pumpkin worksheet, you can draw your own pumpkin, right? Pumpkin is a big oval. All right, so I'm filling this in with glue, and now I am going to stick it. And a pumpkin is curvy, so this wouldn't have worked because it's straight. So that's why it's nice that I have ripped it and I can fit my curves on the side. And this is going to change the shape a little bit, and that's fine. So I'm going to stick all of these orange pumpkin skin on my pumpkin, and I am going to fill it in. You want to overlap. That's when two pieces cover a little bit of each other to make it solid. So you want to fill in your pumpkin. This isn't a super fast project, but it won't take you too long, so be patient. And that's why I only scribbled in a little bit of glue, because I don't want it to dry while I am filling it in. So I scribbled in and I'm filling up my pumpkin skin. I'm going to glue another part. This glue bottle is very tough to use. Scribble, 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 and rub it in. And stick it. So I'm going to fill the entire center of the pumpkin. You want to try and cover it up, overlap it so you don't get these little orange, these white spots. Remember, we talked about craftsmanship. Craftsmanship is we are doing a really good job and we're trying to fill it in solid, not rushing. We're taking our time and we're showing very good quality. And so we're filling it in. And I have just about used up all of my little pieces. So guess what? It's time for me to rip again. Rip it, rip it. And I could just rip it, stick it if I wanted to. Rip it, stick it, rip it, stick it. Not big pieces. This is not okay. You want little pieces. Fill it up. It helps add the texture to your pumpkin too. All right. It's okay that I'm covering up the pumpkin's leaf. That's fine. And I'm going to fill it up. See, I'm using the tip and I'm scribbling it around to make it more solid. And when my glue bottle starts to get kind of empty, I leave it on its side so the glue will go to the tip a little faster. So that's why I left my glue bottle like that. As long as I don't squish it, it won't leak out all over my table, which is good. So little pieces, filling it up. Rip it, stick it if you want, or you can make a pile of little pieces. See how little that is? Look, that's how big I want to make it. Little pieces. Not teeny tiny. Now this would be silly. That would take me forever, but I could use one of those teeny tinies in a space like that to cover up where I had a piece showing through. All right, and I'm almost done. I'm on the home stretch. And so this is collage. Collage is when you're gluing pieces down to create a whole or a design or picture. And you didn't have to just use construction paper. I could have used orange from magazines. I could use orange paper color from scrap other papers that I have laying around, mail that had orange on it, other things. I could have ripped them up and used the orange from those papers. I gave you the orange construction paper just to streamline the project a little. All right, so I have filled in my pumpkin. Now what comes next? Well, in the story, Big Pumpkin, we have a vine, right? It's big and it's mine and it's stuck on the vine. And Halloween is just hours away. Drat! And the witch kicked the pumpkin. Well, it is time for us to give this pumpkin a pumpkin vine. So we are going to go around and around and around and around. Your challenge, so let's see how much you can spin around in a spiral and cut your square to be a pumpkin vine. And then we're going to glue it to the top of our pumpkin. And where did the pumpkin grow from? Well, it grew from the ground, right? She planted a pumpkin seed and she planted it in the ground. So our pumpkin started out in the ground. So you will glue it down to the ground. Now I did that kind of fast, so I will show you again how I made my pumpkin vine. I didn't draw it. I took my square and I'm going to cut around, and when I get to the corners, I turn the corner, spin it around, turn the corner, spin it around, turn the corner, spin it around, turn the corner, and around and around. And let's see how many times you can go around. Now, let's say I went around and, I broke it. No problem. I can use this pumpkin vine, or I could use this vine. It is still plenty long enough. Then when you are done with gluing your vine to the ground where your pumpkin grew and up to the stem of your pumpkin, you can use your crayons and you can add extra things. What kinds of things did we see in the story? We saw different animals come. We saw a bat come to help the pumpkin come off the vine, right? The bat helped the witch. And we saw a ghost and a witch. We saw the witch's house. You can put any of those things in your picture to decorate it however you would like. Remember, it was nighttime, right? So maybe you want to make a Halloween night picture with a moon and a pumpkin patch. You can do whatever you want to decorate around your pumpkin. I look forward to seeing your amazing pumpkin designs of collage.